Have a pleasant afternoon, everyone. Hi, I'm Cedric C. Vivero from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. And this afternoon, I'm going to report the principles and purposes of a language assessment. Just sit there, stand by, open up your mind, let my voice be heard, and together, let's learn. Assessment learning is a process by which teachers seek and use evidence to determine where students are in their learning and where they need to go. And this is on how to get there. The emphasis here is in using assessment practices to collect information that can be used to make decisions about teaching and directly improve learning. That's why today we're going to stick to the principle and purposes of a language assessment in today's discussion. So, without further ado, open up your mind, let my voice be heard, and together, let's learn. Let's start our discussion first with the key concept. So we have here the word assessment, testing, language testing, measurements, and evaluation. So these are the words term for this discussion. If you don't familiar with these words yet, you're in the right person. I'm going to define this term just for you. Alright, here we go. Let's start first with the assessment. So what is an assessment? It is the act of gathering information on a daily basis in order to understand individual students' learning and needs. In the context of language teaching and learning, this refers to the act of collecting information and making judgments about a language learner's knowledge of a language and ability to use it. This was said by Karen Chappell and Geoff Brindley. How about testing? Testing refers to procedures that are based on tests. In learning, it is a salient part of assessment. So what is a language testing then? A language testing is a practice and study of evaluating the proficiency of an individual in using particular language effectively. It was said by Priscilla Allen. So how about measurement? What does measurement mean here? Measurement more broadly includes testing and other types of measurement, as well as the other types of information that result in quantitative data such as attendance, records, questionnaires, teachers, rating of students, and etc. Okay, how about the last one, the evaluation? The evaluation is the culminating act of interpreting the information gathered for the purpose of making decision or judgment about students' learning and needs, often at reporting time. Now that we already know the key concept, let's now take a move on and tackle about those assessment and evaluation principles. So we have here the first one. The assessment and evaluation are essential components of the teaching or learning process. It's indeed need to understand how our students progress, how they catch up with the lesson we teach. Number two, a variety of assessment and evaluation techniques should be used. We have a lot of different assessment techniques that we can use, such as diagnostic assessment, formative assessment, summative assessment, evaluative assessments, norm reference assessment, criterion reference assessment. Number three, a teacher should communicate assessment and evaluation strategies and plan in advance, informing the students of the objectives and the assessment procedures relative to the objectives. We teachers should need to interact with our students well to instruct them on how the assessment goes. We educators should share information, measurement, and evaluation strategies to pupils and plan ahead of time, informing them of the aims and evaluation processes relevant to the purpose. The fourth one, the assessment and evaluation should be fair and equitable. They should be free of bias. It is important for us as a teacher to treat our students in general and equal. A fair assessment is one in which students are given equitable opportunities to demonstrate what they know. Always remember, the fairness of an exam can make the difference between students getting the grade they deserve and a grade that does not reflect their knowledge and skills. Measure a student's ability in the subject they have studied. Effectively differentiate student performance. Purposes of assessment. Do you have any idea? Do you have? Then share it to us on the comment section below. According to Black and William, all those activities undertaken by teachers or by the students which provide information to be used as feedback to modify the teaching and learning activities in which they are engaged. It means that formative assessment, often referred as assessment for learning, classroom, or continuous assessment. We have here the three kinds of assessment. So the first one, assessment for learning. Assessment for learning focuses on the gap between where the learner is in his or her learning and where he or she needs to be. Or we can call this one the desired goal. We can identify learners learn best when they understand clearly, when they are given feedback, when they are given advice, and of course, when they are fully involved. Number 2, assessment as learning. It is about reflecting on evidence of learning. Through this, learners become more aware of what they learn, how they learn, and what helps them learn. And then the third one, assessment of a learning. It involves working with a range of available evidence that enables staff and the wider assessment community to check on students' progress and using this information in a number of ways. Judgments about students' learning need to be dependable. This means that they are valid, they are reliable, and of course, they are comparable. It seems like you know a lot now on assessment and evaluation, but I think I can share more about it. How about we discuss functions of a language test? The first one, in learning. In learning, tests are used to measure students' language ability, to discover how much they have been learning, to diagnose students' strengths and weaknesses, and to motivate students in learning. And then the second one, in teaching. In teaching, tests are used as a means to ensure effective teaching, to improve teaching quality, to obtain feedback on students' learning placed on a course. And now, last but not least, the third one, in research. A language test have a potentially important role in virtually all research, both basic and applied, that is related to the nature of language proficiency, language processing, language acquisition, language acquisition, and language teaching. It is indeed that assessment of language learning serves to measure learners' proficiency without reference to a language course, or to measure the extent to which they have achieved the goals of a specific learning program. One of the most important aspects of a language teaching and learning is assessment. Assessment serves as a summative evaluation and instructional feedback to help learners progress. Assessment is essential in the teaching and learning process because it involves testing students and the skills of the teacher to determine how well the student learn and how the teacher teach. That was the end of my discussion. I hope you guys like it. I hope you've learned something, and I hope you're able to appreciate what the assessment provide us in order for us to get the evaluation that our students need. Thanks for watching. Bye.